have three types of coordinate systems, but in this case I am taking two coordinate systems at a time. One is Cartesian coordinate system, and the second is always you remember one thing, this Cartesian coordinate system is the most basic coordinate system under which a student works from the basic level. When you master over this Cartesian coordinate system, then you should go for plane polar, another coordinate system. So the unit vector in Cartesian coordinate system along x, y and z axis are given as can be given as I cap, j cap or k cap, or you can take this set of the unit vector, or you can take this set of the unit vector, or you can take this set of the unit vector, or you can take this set of the unit vector. Mostly these three sets you can find in your engineering study, in technical books or engineering or BTech or B engineering or BS course. You can find the authors or the professors using the sets of the unit vector along different axes. The alternate symbols of unit vector. Well, so any direction is specified by a unit vector. The basic concept of the unit vector is any direction is specified by a unit vector. Any direction is given by a unit vector. So unit vector means a direction. Unit vector means a direction. This is the key things for the unit vector. I cap, j cap, k cap are the representation of the directions of any vector along x, along y and along z directions respectively in Cartesian coordinate system. Let's talk about the plane polar coordinate system. In plane polar coordinate system, how to represent, how to write the unit vectors. What are the symbols of the unit vectors in plane polar coordinate system? For this purpose, let us take a basic example. When you throw a stone, it moves in a curve. It moves in a curve. Let us assume that this point is the stone and this is the origin. You are standing here. You are the observer. Observer is the origin. When I write plane polar, the plane word is very important. The motion of the stone is in the vertical plane or the plane of the whiteboard. So we need only two axes. One is x-axis, other is y-axis. These two axes are Cartesian coordinate system. These two axes belong to Cartesian coordinate system. These two axes are fixed. If this is the stone, this is the position vector of the stone, R vector. Let us take an angle with respect to either x-axis or with respect to y-axis. If you take with respect to y-axis, the angle is increasing. So we have two coordinates for the stone. Stone is given by a point P. It is given by two coordinates r and theta. In plane polar coordinate system, the coordinates are r and theta. In Cartesian coordinate system, the coordinates are x, y, and z. In plane polar coordinate system, the coordinates are r and theta. Therefore, we have r-axis, this is the r-axis, and in the increasing order of theta, we have theta axis. R-axis and theta axis are both mutually perpendicular. In any coordinate system, these axes are mutually perpendicular. In Cartesian coordinate system, x-axis, y-axis and z-axis are mutually perpendicular. In plane polar coordinate system, the r-axis and theta axis are mutually perpendicular. The unit vector along r-axis is given as r cap. This is the unit vector along r-axis, and the unit vector along theta axis is theta cap. Unit vector along theta axis. R cap can also be written as r cap, and theta cap can be written as a theta cap. But I prefer these two notations. Let me remove these two. And you can notice that this is the path. This is the path of the particle, path of the stone. These are all the matter of kinematics. In the chapter of kinematics, we will talk about the path of a particle in a general curve. That is what we call curvilinear kinematics. At that time, we will discuss in detail. But in this case, in this place, let me introduce the plane polar coordinate system. Plane polar coordinate system, we have two coordinates, r and theta. R means the distance between the object. The stone is the object and the origin is the observer. At the origin, an observer is placed. You are placed at the origin. So distance between the origin and the stone or the object is r, and the angle made by this r vector with respect to y-axis or with respect to x-axis is theta. Once you fix the r-axis, draw a perpendicular to r-axis in the increasing order of theta, that is known as theta axis. Yeah, we can see now in plane polar coordinate system, the red line is the path. This is the point or the particle or the object which is moving along this path. This is the position of the object is given by the position vector r as the product of its magnitude. I mean, this is the distance, this is the length of the vector or the magnitude of this vector times its unit vector r cap. So what is the direction of r cap? R cap is the unit vector along r axis. This is the unit vector. This tiny arrow, this very small arrow, represents the unit vector r cap along positive r axis. And we can draw theta cap as the unit vector along the positive theta axis. The blue small tiny cap is the unit vector theta cap. And theta cap must be lying along theta axis. So we should make it better so that one can understand that yes, it is lying along theta axis. Yeah, this is the correct representation of theta cap. This is r cap. When the particle moves, you can understand that these two mutually perpendicular axes, r cap and theta cap, they cannot stay at a particular place. As the point that the particle P moves, these two unit vectors must have to move in this way. Therefore, these two axes must move. In other words, we can say that in plane polar coordinate system is a moving coordinate system, whereas the Cartesian coordinate system is a fixed coordinate system. X, Y, Z are Cartesian coordinate system or the axis is fixed, whereas plane polar coordinate system is moving. R-axis and theta axis, these two axes move, whereas x and y axis in this plane Cartesian coordinate system, they are fixed. So R is equal to its magnitude, R vector is equal to its magnitude R into or multiplied with the unit vector r cap. If the particle has some velocity, say velocity vector v cap, v cap can be written in different way. That is what I am going to discuss now.